Well, it's another time. It's off the tailgate with Turkey Man. Be praying for T-Carp. He's been so busy he can't do nothing. We just got off of North Carolina State week. We give him a whooping behind the woodshed, 51-10. We're 2-0, going into Kent State week. Our defense, I don't know if I've seen defense like that in a while. I was so proud of them defensively. Offense is great, but that defense made me happy. And I got a lot of remarks from our fans. And by the way, you guys, you got any comments or like to get on the show and be a part of it, DM me with your comments. I'm always there. You DM me at Steve the Turkey Man, and you guys that follow me, we love for you guys to get on and get part of it. I don't know how many went over and watched it. They made the trip over to North Carolina in the Mayonnaise Bowl, but we had some. I talked to a friend of mine and a big fan of Vols. And oh, by the way, what do you think about us jumping to number 7? Is that too early, too quick? By the way, I'm going to be putting out another video this week, hopefully in the next day or two, and try to go over the new college bowl, the 12-team bowl, and what the rules is on it. And I've done a lot of research, and I hope I understand it enough to be able to share it with you guys. So be looking for that video coming up in the next day or two. Let's get into the fan reaction. Vol Nation travels and like no other. And a good friend of mine, Scott, in North Carolina, I DM'd him, talked to him, asked him how his trip was. And he said it was great. He said he met his son there. You know, that's we are a family, but it's a family inside a family. I know how much I enjoyed time watching the games and with my dad, and I miss that time. And I think we grew up in the family, and then we become a big family through Vol Nation and the love for the Vols. And you know, that's one thing that I noticed, that us being a Vol fan, we can put aside all of our problems, all of our indifference, all of our politics, all our looks on religion and everything else, but we can stand and cheer for the Vols and have things in common. So you know what? That's a good thing. I know that you might get off track a little bit, but a good friend of mine, Ben, Big Ben, he was battling cancer, and I contacted Swain and Vol Nation, and they just showed up. Swain's youngest was a baby when he come to that fundraiser that night, and in a baby carriage, and he's taking care of that baby and got 2 others that stepped up, and he come and supported Big Ben and his quest against cancer. And you know, we just stand up for each other, and that's what Vol fans is all, and that's what Vol Nation's about. And we can kind of have one thing in common. But anyhow, to get back on track here a little bit, I've got a lot to cover here tonight. Scott in North Carolina, I asked him, I said, had you make the trip? And he said yes, and it was great. He said he met his son over there, and they went to a couple of tailgates and met a lot of Vol fans and friends who live in Charlotte, and they just had great seats and great time, and said that the Vol just showed out for them. So you know, no matter where you go, you can see orange, and we're different color orange, you know. We get pages here, they're sticking together. I've got to flip it over here, got to get into my phone. Kevin Hutchinson. Let me get my phone pulled up here. I forgot I've got to read off my phone, and I just have to stay with me a little bit. Kevin Hutchinson. I talked to Kevin. Kevin's been really helping us with his his looks and what he sees of the Vols this year, and I'd ask him. I said, question I asked was offense, defense, and special teams, how he rated them, and how he rated the play calling and the players' performance. Well, he said, I know you're asking for the ratings, but if you don't mind, I'd rather say it like this. We have a very effective play calling on all three levels. Coach Heupel's style of play is to make teams adjust to our style of play and not adjust to the other team's style. To apply pressure offensive, defensive, and special teams as well. We have a perfect defensive play calling to go with our offense, and the special teams complement each other. And so, as a whole, I would give our staff an A. And I asked him had anything else more that he'd like to add. And he said, so I thought Heupel had continued to develop as a top-tier coach, and I agree with him. I think we're seeing a coach that just going into the next level as in the coaching. I think we're just. I'm glad we've got him. He said I asked him about the going to number 7, and he give a little bit more play off that. He said, well, I know it's early season, but we're second nationally in scoring offense, 10th in the nation in scoring defense, and 5th in the nation in total offense, and the 6th in total defense. So 7's about right. I think so. I think when I get a chance to bring what I've got looked up about the playoff, I think we will look at 7 and be in a good spot to be. But that's another episode coming up. Chip Payne, I asked Chip. I talked to him, and Chip, he's always got a good opinion. He says defense, offense, and special teams. How you rate them? He said the reason the defense is number 1, he rated it number 1, is simply because you don't go higher off. Our offense is still working on the nicks and special teams. Hasn't had a chance to do much, but as a whole, he'd give them an A. I think you're right there, because I think this game was just, it got the attention of a lot of people. I think a lot of people stand up and take notice of the fans. VFL Swag 423. I was asking him a few questions, and he said the offense adjusts very well. The O-line is simply an absolute maul, and the defense is absolutely nasty. Playing call is lights out, and they play hard for 4 quarters, and that's the truth. I looked at that 4 and 5 man going in at a time and rotating that defensive line 12 deep. I think that's a big plus, and it'll play dividends as the season goes on. Big Orange Mac, he said A, offense, how you rate him? He said offense A, the defense is A plus, special teams A, coaching A, and overall performance is A plus. If there's any criticism to give out, I would like to see that stupid penalty cleaned up. I think so. We got to be a little bit more disciplined, and we're getting called. Well, a lot of that's planned because we're just taking that defensive lineman and driving him plumb down and taking him to the bus, and we're getting flagged for being downfield, 6-7 yards downfield, and it's just I'll take that. I'll take the way we're playing, just lights out. I'm all about that. He said, I was asking him about the 7, being in 7. He said, a 7 spot is good. I don't want them to get too high in the polls too soon. As long as we keep doing what we're doing, we're gonna be okay no matter what. And the main thing is just keep doing the very best you do and play the game as if it's the last time you get to play it. Brent, he sent in this week. He said I was asking him about how he rated the offense, defense, and special teams. He said number one, offense is loaded. Wolfpack played drop coverage, and we took advantage of the two tight ends, and that really helped. Yes, I don't know if I've seen two tight ends in a set. Tennessee run two tight ends that was effective as we were in that game. Defense was flying around all night, great intensity, and the best D line in the country. Well, that's hard to argue. I think we're all encouraged. It's something we've said from day one with the offense that Heupel brings to the table. Defense, like we've seen, we're going to be hard to beat no matter who we face. Special teams are looking very solid as well, and glad our field goal kicker is getting some opportunities. All around a very elite performance, all in all. Asked him about being number 7. He said, just keep flying poles, don't matter yet, just keep stacking the wins up. As Nico said, keep one foot on their throats, go Big Orange. You know, I am so happy for us as Vol fans. I am thrilled to death. I mean, through what we have been through, I remember back in the 90s, my daddy was telling me, and we was just kicking everybody's backside and just winning game after game and brought nasty, like we're seeing now, from offensive linemen and defensive linemen. And Dad said enjoy what we're seeing here because they don't come often. And we went into a dry spell from the mid 2006 on. It's just been awful. And so I'm so thrilled to be out of that desert and be winning. And I'm excited not only for myself, but I'm excited for all you fans because we've been through it, haven't we? Seth Stokes, he sent in, asked him about his ratings, what he thought about him. He's right now I rated coaching and play calling very high in all three phases. Also, offense still needs to clean up some things, and this penalties we need to stop that. Let's see, passing touchdown we got called back, so we've done better. But he said the performance we're give credit. It's very comfortable with how things are going, and we'd like to see the passing protection improve a bit. Well, that's why you look at the film. And I don't know if you guys noticed it or not, but I don't know if I've seen the quarterback back in Peyton's time. As soon as he'd come in, he'd sit down, he'd start looking at pictures. Well, now they got iPads, they can look at the plays. But Nico, the first thing he does, he sits down and goes over the plays and looks at the plays and they go over them. And that's what you're supposed to do. Quarterback needs to get over there and what I can improve, how I can get better. And I think we've got a quarterback that wants to be the very best he can be. And that's what, in life, that's what we all need to be. The very best we can be. Well, I want to thank you very much for taking part of our show, all the ones. And my wife there, I want to give her thanks. She's been behind the camera and she's waving at all of you. But I'd like to take this opportunity to thank everybody for those that's been giving us some support. You can help us a little bit by subscribing to our channel and hitting that thumbs up button. It help us a little bit. We're about 750 subscribers, and we're just a little bit hitting that magic 1,000. I'd like to get that before season's over with, and if you guys could help me, I'd love it. But today's passage scripture I'd like to use Psalms 121:1. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. Well, guys, hope you enjoyed yourself.